What's going on? Welcome to episode 5 of What's Happening, the show where we try and figure out what's happening with our very limited intellect and limited knowledge and time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Nick Haas. I'm also joined by two guests. I've got, let's go with our brand new guest.
Hi, my name is Magnus Chan.
It's Magnus Chan. Magnus, where are you calling in from today?
I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller from Pasadena, California.
Pasadena.
From 626, you know.
And we also have...
Hey everybody, it's Marcos Hammer coming live from North Hollywood, California. It's just north of Hollywood, if you're not familiar.
It's right there. It's just, you get there, and then you just go, and then you're there. That's it. North Hollywood. Magnus, thank you for joining us on
No problem.
episode. We've got, this is an up and down week, me personally. We'll start off with some personal updates. I actually got I was in an entanglement. No, I had like a short, like a suspected contact with the virus. I had my
I'm going to have to lead the call.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Can you move my
no,
screen
we're socially
6
distant over the
feet?
internet. The internet is more than 6 feet.
Got it.
No, my brother was at a 4th of July community gathering, and someone there tested positive. So then he got a test, and I literally found out last night that he got his test back, and it was negative. I did get a test. I still haven't gotten my results yet, but the likelihood of me having anything is extremely minimal, if not impossible. But yeah, so that was because I have no symptoms and all that. I did quarantine for about half of the work week. I did go in yesterday, but again, we mask up. We do all these sorts of precautions for the whole day. But yeah, that was the closest. Even though I wasn't close, because he didn't. That one contact I would have had wasn't a contact, but still, it was weird to kind of stop everything and make sure we all got tested, and the agonizing week-long wait. So that was weird, but we're looking good over here. Marcos, how's your week been? That pretty much summed up my whole week, because every waking moment I was just subconsciously thinking about that. And yes, I have 2 separate beers I'm drinking.
All right.
I handed him mine.
Nice. Marcos, how are you holding up?
Thank you.
There you go.
I'm doing excellent, actually. Making a big move, moving more central pretty soon to North Hollywood again for the Arts District with my beautiful partner and our little baby fur baby.
Nice.
So looking forward to that.
What area are you moving to?
Arts District.
I know, like what streets? Like close to our old place or what?
Probably like Vineland area, Magnolia.
Yeah, so right by our old place.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was a perfectly fine, cool place that you guys were at. I mean, like the general area.
The area was dope. I liked it.
The area
The
was
little cul-de-sac we could play in, you know?
Yeah, that park being or was it the high school?
Yeah.
Street? There was you guys could walk to the subway.
All the bars and restaurants, yeah,
So,
and that too.
I call it a subway. What's it called? It's called the
Metro.
It's called the Metro, Nick.
Yeah,
The Metro.
Clearly not from LA. This guy. The Metro was cool being able to walk there. So you're gonna be still in that walkable area to that.
Oh yeah, but the area is about to get a lot more dangerous.
Hell yeah, bro! With all those guns. At least 1.5 of them. That's cool. Mag, what about you? Any personal life update?
No, everything's pretty normal still. You know.
I forgot Magnus is an actually famous actor, so half the time he can't tell us what he's. So I get it. It's cool.
Yeah.
Got them
Yeah.
NDAs, got them
Yes.
secrecies, sworn to secrecies.
That's
But
right.
it's
That's
always
right.
good to hear that you're doing well. Speaking of which, the famous actor, realm, I guess Hollywood. We're talking about North Hollywood. See if I can share my screen here. We'll jump right into entertainment news because I feel like there was a lot this week. One of the first things I heard of was this. The show that they're talking about doing, the Bad Batch. When I was scrolling through Instagram, I saw this and I was like, oh, somebody remixed it to say bad bitch. Who is it? Meg the Stallion? What's going on? But then I realized, oh, it's the actual Star Wars TV show, The Bad Batch. It's about. I honestly have no idea what it's about. It's Disney Plus talking about doing this like a cartoon, kind of like the Clone Wars. I don't know if you guys watched that. So the Bad Batch says they find their way through rapidly changing galaxy in the immediate aftermath of the Clone Wars, which is a bunch of dudes from the clone army. So the question to you guys is, we'll start with you, Magnus. How much do you care, and who would you audition for?
I don't know. Do they have Asian people in this galaxy or what?
I mean,
I'm
they're
not
all wearing
sure.
helmets, so like.
So I could be anyone, really.
Yeah.
How much do I care? I mean, I care. I mean, I like that universe a lot. I think they're doing a really good job of diversifying storytelling, especially lately. So I think that's cool. But I'm not, I'm not like a super Star Wars nerd. I enjoy it, but I'm not like super hardcore. So I like from a 1 to 10, I probably care about like a 7, 7.
That's pretty high still.
That's
That's pretty
yeah.
good.
I'm
That's high
interested.
for someone who's not like knows the in and outs of the lore and whatnot.
I
What
mean,
is
it's
the
a
scale
C.
place again?
It's a C. A 7 out of 10 is a C. That's average, right?
That's pretty good. That's passing.
Yeah, I pass.
So, if I was if I was, the showrunner, I'd be like, hey, we got a dude geek off the street who's down to watch this. That's pretty good. Marcos, how much do you care, and who would you audition for?
I care a lot. This is amazing. Who doesn't love more Star Wars? Give me more. Make another ride in Disney World. I don't care. And I'd probably audition for the Stallion.
Who's the Stallion?
I don't know. Megan?
Yeah, dude. She's gonna be in it. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm kind of torn. I love Star Wars, and I want more Star Wars, but I also want different Star Wars. Like, this is still.
You want Star Trek?
Like, we're all in here still. We're just finding new places to go in the same backyard. I'd like to go next door, or I want to walk to the park.
You want to go to the next generation.
I want to go
and
to the
that's
next
Star Trek.
Dude. I want to go voyage out somewhere else. All right? I want to find Star Wars' nemesis and explore that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're describing Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, this is a long time ago, far away. Okay, how about just go a long time ago and slightly far away? There's other stories to be told. It's a giant place. I feel like timeline, we're still dealing with the same stuff. I know how this ends. I know how it ends, and I don't like knowing how it ends. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. But I also I also don't like knowing how something ends doesn't really deter me from watching it, because you like to see the journey, so it's interesting to see. Yeah.
A lot of stories that we didn't know happened.
Correct. I mean, most stories you watch, you know how they end for the most part. But you still watch it.
I was watching Romeo and Juliet, and I was like, they finna die at the end of this. I could feel
it. Exactly. Exactly.
It was clearly foretold.
I was just waiting for Rosalind to jump back in.
I don't even what.
Right? That was like the girl he was in
Yeah.
love with before
The
Juliet,
first
right?
bay.
Yeah. Nah.
Right? He was like, I'm in love so much with you and nobody.
Dude, look,
Whoa!
I don't
Is
even remember.
that Juliet?
I don't even remember.
So just like real life.
Yeah. Up next on the entertainment news, this was the Russo brothers who directed a lot of the Captain America movies. They also did, I think they did Infinity War
Mm-hmm.
and Endgame. They've got their own production company, and that production company signed a big old deal with Netflix. So they came out with 12 Bridges. That was with Chadwick Boseman, who played Black Panther. Then they came out, which I didn't see, because I only heard bad reviews about it. Then they came out with the one with Chris Hemsworth, Extraction, which I also haven't seen.
Was that on Netflix?
These are all on Netflix, yeah. And now next they're
I
gonna
want to
come out
watch
with
that.
Mano a Mano, an espionage thriller with the largest budget so far for a Netflix movie. This is
200 mil.
Yeah, they're gonna spend a heck of money, and they're bringing on another Marvel alumni, someone they've worked with before, Chris Evans, to go up against Ryan Gosling in this spy versus spy kind of deal. This is
I thought it was a twin action thriller.
I mean, they could play twins.
I thought the one on the left was Aaron Rodgers for a second.
I know
it's the green and yellow. That's a good. That's a good color combo, man. That's a hot colorway. That's a hot. Yeah.
A nice
I need that fit right there. Put that on my list right now.
Go ahead and write that down. We'll give you some time. Green.
Yeah.
Your birthday's coming up.
Yep. In a year. Right around the corner.
Dude, that's like nothing these days.
Right around the corner.
2020 lasted 4 years.
I think so. Write this down.
So how excited for you this? So the question to you, we'll start with Marcos. Did you watch the other two movies they did, 12 Bridges and Extraction? And B, are you excited for this?
No, I have not seen it. I got caught up watching Madagascar 2, Return to Africa for the 30th time.
Yeah, cheers, Mom.
And will I watch this new one? No. Just no.
How about you?
No.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Did you watch
I like
the last two?
No, but I want to though. I remember seeing Extraction. I think it's on my list.
Yeah,
but
I heard the action is dope.
Yeah, I like that kind of like military tactical kind of movies, like
Did you
Black
watch
Hawk
the one
Down
they did with
or
Ben Affleck recently? The Ben
which
Affleck
one?
On Netflix. It's called man. Let's see if I can find it.
What is it called? I think I know what you're talking about.
Nobody watched it.
No, I watched it.
Triple Frontier. Yeah, I remember a lot of.
I liked it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people talking trash about it, so which made me want to watch it more.
Expendables.
Yeah.
It was better than like half the 007 movies that come out these days.
Whoa! Pump the brakes there.
I just watched Quantum of Solace. I fell asleep twice, and it was still on.
I did fall asleep during Quantum of Solace too, but I fall asleep during most movies that I've seen in the theater. They make the seats too comfortable.
Yeah, and
so
it's their fault, really.
Yeah.
Cool. This is sticking on Chris Hemsworth. This is probably like the best feel-good story this week, even though it hurt.
Yeah.
This is a 6-year-old boy living in Cheyenne, Wyoming, whose name is Bridger. Stepped in front of a German Shepherd charging towards his little sister. Jumped in front of it. Took essentially took on the attack from the dog, because the dog did end up getting attached to his face. He got 90 stitches. They shared the story. Anne Hathaway, I saw. The first thing I thought was Anne Hathaway tweeting it, but he ends up getting a call from like Chris Evans, Tom Holland, Hugh Jackman,
Robert Downey Jr. as
Robert
well.
Downey Jr. too. I didn't see that. So
Yeah.
and Chris Evans is gonna send him a Captain America shield, and I was like, that's so.
It better be a legit one, not one
Yeah,
like
man,
from
it better
Target.
be legit. That Target
Little Target
trash,
plastic
man,
one.
that, like shoots a little
Yeah.
thing, even
Sign
though
it.
makes sense.
Made in China.
Yeah, better
Yeah.
not. This thing better be 100% proto adamantium.
It'd be Valyrium steel.
Hell yeah, dude. So.
And he better deliver it.
Oh man, contact.
That's like one of those Amazon drop-offs.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's crazy. 6 years. It's just crazy to think of how young he was. 6?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm like
I mean,
running. It's like 6?
So
I didn't
either
even know what was something. I wouldn't put them together to do something like that at 6 years old. So the question to you is, Magnus, what was the bravest thing you've ever done? And what would you give this kid to be your bodyguard?
The bravest thing I've ever done, I don't know, probably jump off a cliff into some water. It didn't sound that brave, but I can't swim, so that's hella brave
That's
to
hella
me.
brave,
So.
dog. I don't know if it's brave the word I've used, but yeah, brave.
Yeah, I was like,
that was to save somebody or for fun?
no, because I got peer pressured into doing it, but
Still, you gotta have
how is this brave?
I didn't. Tell me how that's not brave. You can't swim. I had to take my glasses off. I can't see anything. I'm jumping
Wouldn't it have
into
been brave
a
if
void.
someone was near the little boy and he was like, "Hey, I bet you won't." If he was peer pressured into saving his sister, would it have still been brave?
Yeah. Either way, I mean, look at the aftermath. He got messed up.
Yeah, dude, he got towed up. Marcos, what's the bravest thing you've? Oh, Magnus, you didn't tell me. What would you give this kid to be your personal bodyguard?
What would I give him? Whatever he wanted. Look at that. That man's putting in work.
Yeah, dude, you pay this man. Pay this man. Marcos, what was the bravest thing you've ever done?
Bravest thing I've ever done. Gosh, when I think about bravery, like I'd like to say I've done something brave in my life. I'm gonna pass on that. And let's see here. Something I give him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give him any. I maybe give him a basketball and be like, yo, you might end up being the next Teen Wolf. Or I'd probably give his parents like a silver bullet, like, hey, watch out.
Oh, yeah. He might be infected now. I think they need to test the dog. The bravest thing.
Pretty sure it said it was a German Shepherd and not a werewolf.
Sure it was a werewolf.
It turned back into a German Shepherd by the time they got there.
The bravest thing I've ever done. I hopped out of my car on the freeway to help somebody with their car. I don't know if that's brave.
What do you mean you hopped out of your car? Like it was like 65 miles per hour and you just tucked and rolled it, or what?
Combat drop and you roll, as long as you keep your head
It doesn't count as bravery if you hit them and you're going to save them.
Well, that's because they were in the way. What would I offer him? Man, he gets just like tons of Twizzlers.
We need some weak prizes.
Hey, man, it's hard to find all the flavors. This is something else entirely. That's what that was leading me to. Does anybody else have anything entertainment news going on that I don't have before we change gears?
Only sports entertainment.
Okay. Speaking of sports, I feel like this is the biggest news.
Well, if you remember
last week, but the funniest part about this story about the Washington franchise is that a bunch of the nickname options have been trademarked by a guy in Virginia.
That's smart right there. That guy's hustling.
That's hella smart.
People do it all the
He did that
time.
a minute ago.
Uh-huh.
He did that a minute ago.
Oh yeah, he
Ask
probably
Coca.
did it.
As
Probably did it.
Coca-Cola, I believe one of my professors in college, him and all his buddies were like putting in to buy like I believe it was like Pepsi.com or Coke.com, and my professor at the time was like, "No, that's a dumb investment. I'm not going to do that." And basically, moral of the story is he's teaching community college, and all of his peers ended up millionaires.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So he literally lost out on the .com bubble. Like that
Yep,
was literally
absolutely.
him. That was him. Ouch. He's got the Red Wolves, the Tribe, the Red Tails, the Monuments, the Veterans, the Renegades. Renegades would have been cool.
Dang.
Freedom Fighters also would have been cool. The Warhogs. That sounds tight. The Radskins. That's really dumb. Might be the worst name. The Radskins and the Potomacs. I don't even know what that is.
Potomacs.
Is that a
That's an Indian tribe.
Potomacs?
Yeah, like the Potomac River.
I thought that was with an L.
Like
I thought
Pocahontas.
It was Potomac.
What?
Oh, that's platonic.
Yeah.
That's love.
English is hard. So the question to you, Magnus, is which of these is the best name and which one's the worst name on this list? See this list.
Yeah, I see it. I would say the best name is the Red Tails. I think that pays homage to like
Twice.
the Red Tails on there twice. That's how good it is, bro. He had to get that thing twice.
He was like, "Let me get that one more time because that's good."
I already got the Twitter handle. You can find me at Magnus Fan and at Washington Red Tails.
Nice, dude.
I'm gonna sell it.
That's clearly the best one. What's the worst one on here?
The worst one, probably Washington Braves professional football team, because hella long.
Yeah. Well, just because no one's talking to the Atlanta Braves how they need to change theirs. Well, they did get rid of the mascot, right?
They still do the chomp, so I don't know.
So do the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, is anyone talking to the Kansas City Chiefs? You gotta change.
Not yet, but I think it's gonna be a domino effect, and once this
we're just gonna
happens,
this.
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. It's an interesting time for sure.
What would you, if you could name them? What would you name them, Magnus?
If I could name what? The Washington team?
The Washington franchise.
The Radskins.
The Radskins. Marcos, which one's the best name? Which one's the worst?
The best one is definitely the Warhogs. How sick is that? What? We've been missing a pig football team.
Warhogs?
Absolutely.
That sounds like some World War II. I want like a hog biting, like with a bunch of missiles in his teeth. Like he's biting a
Isn't that the name of
missiles?
That airplane toy? Like it's like a battery powered thing. Yeah, is that
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Look it up. I'm pretty sure that's what they were called. Toy. Yeah, it is, right?
Warhog.
That's not it.
What?
That's a warthog.
That's the Arkansas.
Hog what? No, I don't know.
No, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not what it's called.
Air
hog is what it's called. Yeah. We just call them warhogs on the streets.
Oh yeah. What's the worst name, Marcos? And what would you name them? It can't be any.
The worst one is the Freedom Fighters. Come on, that's terrible. And what I would name them, I would go with the Washington Uncle Sam's, and everybody would have and on their chin strap they would have a long beard that would come down,
or a butt, like
a butt
cleft.
Or just I don't even know what he looks. I'm thinking of Merlin. So let's go with the Washington Merlins.
That would be tight. Just totally ditch any patriotic
symbolism.
They should just go with the Washington Bullets, like the old basketball team, if they're trying to stay on brand of what.
Oh yeah, because they did.
But just have like an actual gun, like a 9mm. How terrible would that look?
And it's just like a 9mm bullet. I think the worst name on here is, as sad as it is, the Potomacs, because just gonna have a river. Like right? What? Like that's not
I'm,
like.
I think it's like another tribe though, which is I don't know
Yeah,
how that
yeah,
makes it
exactly. It's still,
better.
I think, tribe too. The Washington tribe.
Yeah,
Aren't you still making type of people the?
yeah. I don't
That
know.
would not
It's
be
kind of
cool. The monuments is really lame. Like, is anyone intimidated by a
yeah.
statue?
I'm a building.
Well,
Like, they're really
regular people
fast.
take that shit down.
Yeah. uh, if I can name them, it'd probably be something out of left field too. Like that just has nothing to do. Like the Washington Bears. Well, Bears are
Washington
a team.
apples.
You know, oh, the Washington Apples, boom, and it's little Johnny Appleseed or something. Appleseed giving
Ah,
away apples out there. I don't know. Who knows? Johnny Appleseed was probably racist, so that's fine. Can't use that either. You got more sports news, Marcos?
yes. We were talking about Fight Island last week,
Oh, that's right.
and it happened, and it was a pretty successful event. I mean, it's the biggest, sporting event to happen since I would say COVID, started up. The NBA just started up with their NBA bubble as well, but that'll be next. But absolutely, it was really successful. Not that exciting for the main event as much as everybody thought it was going to be a slugfest. But what do you expect on like 7 days' notice? But
Yeah,
nonetheless,
I don't get
best
that.
money
How
I
did
spent.
who did and how did only someone with only 7 days notice? How did that happen? How did we not all know this
The
was going to happen?
the original opponent, tested positive for COVID-19, so he
Oh,
had to
this is for
drop
the
out.
title match, the main event.
Correct. Yeah,
The
so they
main
had to
event guy
find
drops out.
yeah, so they had to find a replacement, and this guy was game. So
Kudos to that dude.
yeah, I mean he's been wanting a title shot, so I don't think he was just on his couch. I'm pretty sure he had been training, but he didn't have a full fight camp, so I don't know. Like I'm sure that played into it somehow.
Well, are they gonna rematch? Because the guy
He
who
wants
didn't
one.
know, the guy who didn't have the win
Masvidal wants one. At first, he was like, "Let me get a couple wins, and then I'll see you again." And now he's like, "I want an immediate rematch."
Yeah, it probably
His
felt like
toe
he was
must have
close.
healed.
Was that?
But yeah, I heard his foot is now flatter than the earth. So poor
Yeah,
guy, he just got stomped
stomped.
on. I
Yeah.
totally fell asleep. And
Oh,
I
you
didn't
watched
realize
it?
it happened. I
Oh,
was
okay.
going to, and then it just crashed. But how were the fights?
The card was okay. It was decent. It was not the main event was not as didn't live up to the hype, but it was it was so. Not the best
But
card I've seen.
successful. It was successful. I don't know how much you
Successful in the sense that they were able to put it on, yeah.
the fact that it happened, they were able to
Yeah.
accomplish it. That's enough.
Because they were trying to get this done for a while, like before, like a couple cards ago, and it got like it didn't get put through, and then they're like, you know what, we're gonna take this to the Tachi Palace. You remember that when it was in the news? It was literally they're
Yep.
trying to
Yeah,
put the fights on at the Tachi Palace, and then the governor or that got shut down. So I mean they got the event off, so I think that's positive for them.
yeah. I definitely want to watch the next one. I feel like I missed out. So boom.
Nah, you didn't miss out.
Well, as much as you can miss out.
Yeah, yeah.
These days. Any other sports news, Marcos, or sports correspondent?
Oh, with NBA bubble, let's jump into that.
Yes.
It's still gonna happen pretty soon. But the biggest thing
Is
to
it going to
happen is
happen? Because I hear it's either players complaining or people
It looks
not
like Fire
following the
Fest
rules.
food, man.
It's either people not following the rules, people are
a big
complaining,
one.
and what if I don't know? It feels like it's one bad move away from end up not happening, which would be sad. Is it going to happen?
I want it to happen in a sense. At the same time, they should have never agreed to like going through this. I mean, it was kind of expected. This is how it was going to be. As for the meals, like yeah, they're really not that great, especially by NBA players' standards. But we gotta like realize, I believe Giannis Antetokounmpo said like, oh, my room's bigger than what I used to live in with 4 other people in my
Right?
country.
That guy's
These
got
are
some
better
perspective.
meals than I've ever had where I lived. So in that sense, I'm like, hey, you guys suck it up a little bit. We know what's going on, but at the same time, we got to look out for their safety, and they should have put that above all. And honestly, they should have never agreed to come back and do it. Just cancel the season as much as it sucks, but there's always going to be that asterisk next to it. But hey, everybody wants to see the Los Angeles Lakers face off against the Los Angeles Clippers.
And
So
they're getting paid what they haven't taken a pay cut. Have the players taken a pay cut for this? They're getting paid just as much as they would have per game, or how's that working?
I believe they're getting compensated in some way, especially with the season restarting. I'm not too certain about that, but as far as I've heard, nobody's complained about not getting paid.
Because at the end of the day, it would be like, okay, well, we're doing all this so like we get paid and you get paid. So if we don't do this, nobody's getting paid. So that should be, I'm sure that'd be a huge motivator. Like, why would you? There was
in a sense, yes, but we're also talking about millionaires here.
True.
Like millionaires.
Magnus, what are your thoughts? Are you looking forward to the basketball season? What are the chances it doesn't happen or end early, or something horrific happens and they've got to call it early?
I don't know. It's all pretty unprecedented, so I mean, anything can really happen. I'm more interested in like whether or not it happens than the actual season itself. Like how it's going down, or if it's actually going to go down. Same with the NFL. Like tons of people are still
hella in the air.
Yeah, not tons of people, but people are still, getting infected and testing positive, which is wild because it's like, especially with schools that are, trying to figure out if they're going to reopen or not. It's like if these billion-dollar companies can't protect their million-dollar assets, what makes you think like a school district with, stripped down funding is going to be able to protect your child,
Yeah.
So it's kind of
they can't control
funny
lights
to
in school. How are they going to control this airborne illness, which is like the worst on the scale of horrible means a disease can travel? Like airborne is pretty much as bad as it gets, other than like internet borne. That's the only way it can be more viral.
Got that internet virus.
It's got an internet virus. I watched a YouTube clip and now I have chest tightness. That's the only way it could be worse. So, yeah, the school's opening. LA has closed. Right, Orange County is not planning on it. Some school districts in the Central Valley were planning on opening, but since the Gavin Newsom's most recent press conference, they will not be allowed to unless the city in which they reside pass certain
measurements.
Qualifications. So like Clovis Unified was planning on coming back 5 days a week in-person classes.
In person, yeah.
Which just, I don't know if that, I tell you what, I wrote, I wonder if I can pull it up here. I'll try and pull it up while I'm talking about it.
I don't trust no kids to be safe. Come on, think about it. We were all kids. Remember, we used to spit in each other's drinks and shit.
That was just you.
But look at y'all fine.
Yeah, that's true. You spit in my drink that one time, and I'm fine.
Are you though?
Well, I feel okay. So there was a post on ABC 30, local ABC news station, to which I replied. It was about the Gavin Newsom's districts will be on. I have to be on a watch list and yada 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 yada. I can't pull it up. But I posted. Yeah, sometimes you gotta protect people from themselves. What? Did I miss it? I was looking at something else.
No, this is unrelated. I'm just thinking of something that's making me laugh.
Oh. I
Uh,
thought
What
you
is
were
it?
laughing at Nick.
no,
What is it? What are you laughing at?
this is the thing I just saw recently. It's like this old like human remains of a pharaoh.
Okay, yes.
And
Okay, hold on. Let me pull that up
no, dude,
because that was the funniest thing.
I can't stop laughing.
That was amazing. Really quick, I'll post it on this Instagram how people need to be
Uh,
protected, and the people I got the biggest like people who disagreed with me were they disagreed on the science. They're apparently they're reading reports where the science is different, to which they were corrected several times because the science does support this.
yeah, people aren't trying to
Period.
listen.
It was well, maybe kids don't spread it as much. We don't know. We do not know, so you cannot make
85
a
infants just
determination
tested
about that.
positive.
They also bring about the mortality rates. Oh, well, it's not about more. Yes, it's about mortality because again, look how many people have died comparative to your average annual flu. More people have died in 4 months than your annual flu. Boom, it's worse. Two, people who have recovered are seeing lots of residual effects. So
Like
that's
permanent
not that
lung
doesn't
and kidney damage. Yeah.
right, and you're kind of never minding that when that's a significant thing. And three,
How
the
can we
biggest
trust science? I mean,
the,
it can't even spell its name right.
I mean, science. I mean, why isn't that an S at the end of it? Why a C? And the other reason they bring up is our children will fall they're gonna fall so incredibly behind. Is another concern I see. People are worried. Oh my God, the children are gonna fall
I mean,
helplessly behind. I hear them say, helplessly.
yeah.
First of all,
You'd be hella behind if you're dead. Hella behind.
you're behind everybody if you're dead.
Like those test
Two,
scores would be.
two, like at worst, at best it's 6 months. At worst, it's the whole year. Like if you're gonna fall, quote, helplessly behind in missing 1 year, then maybe you're just dumb. I don't know. Like you'll catch up when we get back. Things might be a little delayed. You might have to go to summer school a couple years in the next couple years, more times than you would have. You catch up. I don't like if helplessly fall behind. There's no way Sophie's falling helplessly behind by missing 6th grade. I'm sorry. I could teach her anything they go over. Give me a book. Give me the test. We're going to figure it out. I don't know how anyone would be helplessly behind. That's, I think, a little exaggerative. What if we went
Well,
away and built houses for homeless people for a year and we got back and we're like, all right, time to go to school, Lindsay Lohan. We'll figure it out. You're going to catch up as long as you're not an idiot. But if your child's an idiot, spoiler alert, he's finna be behind anyways. So I don't know what, I don't do. Am I wrong? Am I totally wrong?
I mean, I think people will fall helplessly behind. I mean, look at them at the normal rate. They're already helplessly behind, so it's not gonna help. So I don't know. I don't think there's anything that can help them, virus or not. Like some people are just they don't got the juice, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, you either got the juice or you don't. And some of us are gonna be fine, and others won't, and that's tragedy. But again, at least you're alive.
Hey, people fall behind when school's like actually in session. So what's the difference?
But like it's just like the world's gonna end, and like we're racing someone, and the race will be over by the time we get back, and we'll have lost a game race that we were winning. Like that. That's what that sounds
Look,
like.
look, kids have more
Was
access.
this the Olympics? Were we doing the academic Olympics versus China? And the minute this is over, it's
If
gonna
that's the
end
case,
and
you
we'll have
already
lost.
lost. You
Yeah,
know?
if that's the case, we're already second,
Yeah.
fourth place. All right, switching gears. This literally was the funniest thing I have.
Dude, I could not stop laughing at it. I was crying
So this
tears.
comes from researchers have mimicked. Researchers have mimicked the voice
He
of a
muted
3,000-year-old Egyptian mummy. You'll have to Google this. I can't. Maybe I'll try and add the clip. Roll the clip. Okay, that was the clip. It's hilarious. He just yells. They recreate. They 3D. What they did was they scanned him, and then they were able to print his vocal track using a 3D printer and an electronic larynx. But they only just made him just go ah. He didn't say anything. He just. Yeah, that was the funniest thing. I think. Yeah. Here you go. This is the voice synthesized. So one. Here's what I'm taking from this. One. I can't distinguish anyone's voice when you just screech. How's that a voice? Two. They couldn't make him say nothing like hello.
Hello, yeah.
Or whatever the Egyptian equivalent of hello was.
Yeah.
Ciao.
It was.
What are your thoughts, Magnus?
I don't know. Just the setup was funny. Like they put all this technology into it. Like they show him going into like this imaging
thing?
machine. Yeah, this MRI machine or whatever. Yeah, something, whatever, some sort of image scanner. And then they're like, and we 3D printed the exact way his throat would have been put together, and then we put sound through it. And I was expecting like something really eloquent or something more. And it was just like,
Pharaoh.
yeah.
It sounded like
from
it was
Egypt.
It sounded
Make
like
me a tower.
It sounded like he was shocked that they did this. They're like,
yeah,
what do you? He's like,
no!
ah.
Hey, talk.
Here goes his live interview.
I feel like it hurt. I feel like they hurt him to do it, and that ain't right. Like
he wasn't on
dead.
board.
Why are you out here hurting people just to hear what they? It's like they poked him with a stick. Wake up. Hold on, let's see if we can hear what he sounds like. It's terrible. They can make him sing or something. Marcos, what would you make a mummy say if you could make a mummy say anything?
I don't know if it's like what I would want him to say or what I would ask him. Like, I would be like legit like
he's a puppet.
It's just a voice, yeah.
Thoughts.
They're not bringing back his brain.
I would make him like do my voicemail reception. You have reached Nick Haas' voicemail. And his Egyptian.
I just have him do the OG AOL sign on. You've got mail.
Yeah, that would be cool. Or his text message. Text message. I don't know. Do an Egyptian accent without being racist.
That's pretty authentic.
Yeah, dude, I know that's real.
Yeah.
I have evidence.
Yeah.
Switching into do we have any other world science news before we move to politics?
I guess this would have went into entertainment, or we usually talk about what we're watching at the end.
Oh yeah, that's at the end usually.
All right, we're good.
You're gonna
cut that
wait
part
till the end.
Yeah.
Okay. The moving to politics. All I had was this one. And this is a developing story. Something weird is going on in Portland.
Oh yeah.
The Department of Homeland Security can point to federal statutes protecting property to justify the arrests of protesters in Portland, but whether they stretch the law would be up to a judge. The DHS is deployed these troops with broad legal authority to detain people, and they have no
identification.
At least they have an American flag. But
yeah, no badge, no other
badge,
form of
numbers. There's no. and they're using rental vans, which is weird. Like you
Yeah.
don't have
Just snatching people.
You don't have a van. Like you can't afford a van. You can borrow your mom's van. Like why do you have to? Like
Even Amazon has a van.
Yeah, Amazon got marked vans, but why are they unmarked? That's weird. It's essentially the ask permission later kind of thing. They just did it and asked for forgiveness
Yeah.
later. And they're trying to investigate this. This report was put out yesterday in the afternoon. So I'm not sure how much has developed.
Yep.
There's some videos on Twitter where they're asking them, "Who are you? What's your badge number? Do you have where you're from? Where are you taking him? What are your names?" To which they answer nothing.
Yep.
Which just seems strange. Like,
does
police
it though?
officers have to like go, "Here's my badge number. I'm officer."
I mean,
so if you want to talk to the whatever watch commander, you can call him.
Yeah.
How's it not?
They usually have a card too, don't they? Have a card? Oh, I don't know.
They have it right here. I'll give you a card. It's very odd. People are saying like, what with them being so unmarked, how do you know they're not just some dudes in cosplay?
Yeah, you don't. It's a slippery slope.
And then what if you protect yourself against these people who you don't know? And then, oh my God, now you're assaulting a federal agent?
Yeah.
How? He's not. How do I know he's one?
Yeah. Shades of fascism.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm just like, it's crazy. We never thought, as we talk about Star Wars and stuff, we're getting closer to that stormtrooper. Don't have anything to identify yourself. Number blah 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 blah. That's what I am.
Same. Like with all the masks, they had the gas mask on. And it's like,
yeah, and they're like tear gassing people and using flashbangs and stuff like that on civilians.
Like you shouldn't be able to do that. But then again, the people who defend them will say that, oh well, these people were destroying property and being violent.
Yeah, they were only destroying civil liberties.
Well, no, that the protesters were destroying something. The protesters were destroying property or what have you. But then again, if it's public property, don't I have the right to destroy it?
Yeah, it's like, I paid for this, bruh.
Yo, I'm taking back what I paid for.
I'm like, show me your papers.
In other news here.
Political news.
It's not really political. But the great, the OG.
I had one more political
John Lewis has passed away.
Oh yes. R.I.P.
Very sad. He's 80 years old. I mean, he was beaten in Selma when they were marching across that bridge.
Yep.
Past the 1965 voting rights. And he served as a representative from Georgia for years. Just one of the. It's hard when we're losing people who are fighting the good fight, And Well, I feel like our numbers are already. Feel like our numbers are low, but when we lose someone of his stature, it feels like quite a loss. I rarely heard him say anything I disagreed with, if ever. So we did. I mean, and then we have the people around who either aren't doing enough or forget what we're fighting for. So that's a pretty big loss. Marcos, you had some other political world news?
Not so much political world news, but maybe some intrigue talk over here. I was remembering back to high school and learning about a curious fellow named John Locke. Everybody's familiar in some sort.
John Locke,
Let
the
me
guy who created the Walkman.
Locke. Locke.
Locke,
John.
Locke.
the man who created the lock.
The master lock,
No.
correct.
Nice.
He was
Who is
very
this?
famous for a quote, I do not believe in what you say, but I will fight to my death your right to say it.
Mm.
So going with that statement and, what's going on right now in 2020, we're getting a lot of people nowadays like, oh, I can't have an opinion anymore, which kind of coincides with, I do not believe with what you say, but I will fight to my death your right to say it. With what's going on in today's world, should we be reflecting more on John Locke and using, that notion in our everyday life, or do you think it's where it's that gray scale where it's like up until a certain point, you are, I will fight till my death your right to say it, but at a certain point, it's like whoa, whoa, whoa. So where are you guys falling in with that?
I think you can. I think you should be able to and can say whatever you want. I mean, with that comes consequences that you're gonna have to deal with, but you can say whatever you want. I think that really, and that's a big misconception that I see a lot of people have and make on the internet too. They're like, what happened to our First Amendment rights? What happened to freedom of speech? I'm like, unless you're being persecuted by the government and being jailed for saying it, like, this is freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want, and the person next to you has the right to punch you in the face for it. Like, that's freedom of speech. Like, you also get to choose when you express yourself. So, you know,
True.
yeah,
I think what we need to focus on is freedom of clapback. You are free. You're free to say what you want, and I'm free to clap that ass back for
yeah,
some knowledge when you say something ignorant.
yeah. It's the
I think
open market, baby.
people are afraid, and they're not afraid of it. They're characterizing consequences or the clapback
Or
as
accountability.
they're calling that you
Yeah,
taking away my right to say it.
yeah,
You can't, right? They're crossing the wires. One does not equal the other. Me saying you're a dumbass and that's ignorant and teaching you why is not the same as me jailing you.
mm-hmm.
Like Marco said, are you or Magnus said, are you in jail for it? Are you seeing like fines for having said it or thought it? Then you're free.
Yeah. Yeah, and people are get mad like when people get like fired from their jobs. Like, hey, well, it's supposed to be freedom of
You're
speech. I'm like, yeah, that's a private company, and if you
you're
don't
an
represent
at-will
them
employee.
correctly, then you can get fired. So,
Yeah.
I mean, people just don't want to deal with consequences and personal responsibility.
It's a weird disconnect that they have. The cognitive dissonance. If we could bring that back from a previous episode. It's okay when I do it, but it's when you
Mm-hmm.
do it, it's wrong because it conflicts with what my idea of what is right and wrong is. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna say something that offends somebody, they have the right to say something offensive back to you. And the
Yeah.
minute it turns to violence, well, now that's not protected right, and someone's going to see consequences, legal consequences for that. But a lot of people are talking about cancel culture. We talked about it last week. I don't know if we saw Jimmy Kimmel. They had Jimmy Kimmel's on vacation with Eliza Schlesinger.
Mm-hmm.
Guest hosted for him the other day, and she had a monologue about cancel culture, which was interesting because I don't know if that was put on because people are trying to cancel Jimmy for some old man show sketches he used to do. But again, he has, you changed as a person.
Yeah.
He clearly doesn't make that type of humor
Yeah.
anymore. he's
And
clearly on one side of the spectrum than the other
yeah,
in terms of acceptance and equality and whatnot. And so, again, there must be a clapback, or else then we're yelling fire in a movie theater, and that doesn't help either. That hurts more than it helps.
yeah. I mean, there are consequences to that. You're free to do it, but I mean, there are going to be consequences to doing it. You know.
Yeah. Any other stories, personal stories, or personal news updates that we've like to share? Okay,
Mm.
well then we'll move on to our next, and normally our final, but sometimes we go on different tangents. What are you watching? I am watching Sophie play Harvest Moon. I'm gonna count that. That's a thing. We just got not
Nice.
Harvest Moon. Excuse me, not Harvest Moon. I called it Harvest Moon. Animal
Animal
Crossing.
Crossing.
I called it Harvest Moon because it totally makes me think of the 1964 Harvest
Yeah.
Moon game.
Totally. Totally.
But she's playing. We got that. We got a Switch. She's playing the Animal Crossing. It's super cute. She met an otter, so that sounds
Nice.
Sounds
otherwise, I am
otter this world.
I was trying to rewatch the 007 movies, like I was saying.
Oh yeah.
Quantum of Solace. I did watch.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was like, oh, let's check this out because it won a bunch of Oscar awards, and I turned it on, but I realized I was watching the wrong movie. I was watching Midway when I should have been watching 1917.
Yeah.
Have you seen Midway? That
No.
movie sucks. Oh my god, it's like the worst dialogue. The dialogue is like so corny. It sounds like a 15-year-old writing about what it's like to be in war when he legally would never have seen war. So it sounds like we got him. It's like really corny dialogue. It's so bad. The dialogue.
I'll probably still watch it. I saw it.
The graphics are cool, but again, it's more than just.
Oh, it's like a video game. The graphics are cool.
Yeah, I mean, like it's really the visual.
You need a memory card to watch it too, or what?
Yeah, you need at least like 56 gigabytes. It was like really not good. I don't think I finished it because again, I knew how that story was gonna end. Hey, what are you guys watching? Let's start with you, Magnus. What are you watching?
I just finished Love Life on
talking about
HBO
this. What is it about?
recently.
What channel is it on?
It's on HBO Max, which I know you have. I saw it on your browser when you went to share screen, so you should definitely watch it. It's just about it just takes an honest look at relationships and kind of personal development and growth over time.
Is it a reality? It's not a reality show.
No, it's a scripted show. It's Anna Kendrick plays the main person, so you kind of follow her dating life from like her, I think, span of 7 years and like multiple relationships and how that kind of the residual effects of each kind of carry you into the next and like growth and healing and kind of figuring out who you are, what you are, why people stay in bad relationships or like it's just a really kind of unique look into that whole kind of world.
The young adult dating world.
Not even just dating, just like relationships in general, because it's kind of a big scope.
Is it more on the comedy side or more on the drama side?
It's I think it's classified as comedy, but it definitely has some meatier, heartier moments to it.
Nice. Oh,
But yeah, I love that show.
That might bring me.
She's really good in it. Really, really good. Probably one of the best performances of hers that I've seen.
Nice.
I mean, it doesn't help that the last thing I saw her in was Noelle, the Disney Plus movie where she's like an elf.
Which was it good or was?
I mean, it was different. It was like it's like, basically a female version of the movie Elf with Will Ferrell, except she's the elf. It's kind of like that. So that was the last thing I saw her before this, and she's really, really good in this. So I don't know. I really like the writing a lot. It's cool. I highly, highly recommend it to anyone, really.
Marcos, what are you watching?
I am watching
Please don't say
Down
Survivor.
to. No,
Who's it-
I
what?
survived that. I'm watching Down to Earth with Zac Efron on Netflix right now, and I must say it is very enlightening
Down
and
to Earth.
broadens. Yes, he goes through basically challenging the American mentality that we have over here and around sustainability and what these other countries and smaller nations are doing.
Was it a documentary?
It's him
Kinda.
and
It's like a
yeah,
reality show host, like Anthony Bourdain. Like he goes around and goes to different countries
Zac
and like,
Efron, the
yeah,
High School Musical kid,
yeah.
yes,
Baywatch.
Mm-hmm.
yes, the celebrity. Yes, very much
Huh.
so. He is a different person compared to what he was before, and you get to see like him currently where he's at, and you can see like even throughout like we haven't even completed it, but I'm telling you, it's a binge watcher, and you know the whole time he's like, I need to leave Hollywood, I need to leave, I need to go away. Like look at what these people are doing, and one of the main things I want to talk about, one of the episodes is completely on water. So, Nick, what type of water do you drink? Purified,
I drink
spring?
bottled water.
Okay,
at
so is
the
that
old
like the
house, we
Costco?
had a desalinization thing that
A
purified
Brita
the water
filter.
that came out. Right, but it's a Brita filter that's like outside that I have to pour salt into every.
Oh, like what restaurants have for like their water
Yes.
filtration.
So I have
Yeah.
that. We'll install that in the new house too. But currently, without that having been installed, we're drinking nothing but bottled water. I don't drink out of the faucet where I am.
So yes, there are bottled waters, but there are different types. So there's purified, which is like if you buy like not Kroger, Costco brand water, it'll typically
Buy a
be
lot of that.
purified. Or there's like Crystal Geyser, where it's
Buy that
spring
too.
water. So there's a difference between the two. One, purified, we should not be consuming. It doesn't add anything to us. It's actually depleting a lot of the natural resources that we need to take in from the minerals that we should
because
be.
there are no minerals in it. It's just
Correct.
That's why
It's
it
just
tastes like that.
purified. Correct.
Okay, what
So
about
you
Aquafina?
That's why you gotta.
'Cause
That's why you gotta.
I have a disagreement about Aquafina. I like Aquafina. My daughter says don't drink Aquafina because they add salt to it. Which one is it?
Correct. So like you kind of want to you want that all natural. So get that spring water at any chance you
But there's
get. Get
actual
the spring
lead
water.
in the water that comes out of the faucet.
No problem. It's natural. It's spring. It's good for your body, what you're taking in. And do more research on it as well.
I'm pretty sure it's not good for you. Isn't that what people are complaining about in like Detroit?
Flint?
What was that? Flint, Michigan?
Flint,
like,
yeah.
Isn't that the problem?
God, that was so long ago.
It's still
What
going on.
was it? It was something.
Yeah.
I believe.
It's current.
Maybe we'll watch that episode again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but very
I
much
didn't
do.
know that. I didn't know the
Even
differences.
and they even go to like there's a restaurant here in LA which is like all they do is specialize in water. Like there's no wine or anything like that. It's water. And I know I said the same. I did the same thing.
I think it's called My Apartment.
I feel like this is what
but
people write as a joke. You know what I mean?
well, Anna Kent. It's funny you say that because Anna Kendrick is in that episode, and she's like drinking the water with them, and she's like, "Am I on Punked? Are you guys like messing with me? Like, oh, all these different types of waters." So they had like a wine connoisseur, or I forget what he referred to himself as, but I
A
believe
water
it's
sommelier.
there you go, water sommelier, and they had I believe it's a TPS,
Tap.
but basically the thickness of water, and he was going through like all these different thicknesses of water, from your regular water to like something, and they had like sparkling. Also in the show, they travel to France. You know that France is privatized its water sector, so nobody actually is allowed to sell water. It's all free to the public, all through their programs. And
that's the opposite of privatized.
They
socialized.
There you go. But it's really interesting. It's very eye opening. I definitely recommend it.
Is this appropriate for children?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is
absolutely
the love show appropriate for children?
No, you probably want to be 18 and up.
Really?
It deals with like more adult issues and has a couple racy scenes.
Whoa.
If you know what I mean.
So, and you said that was on Magnus. The Love Story. That's on HBO Max.
It's called Love Life. Yeah.
Love Life. And
HBO Max.
Marcos, it was called
Down to Earth with Zac Efron.
Zac Efron on Netflix.
Correct.
Oh, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff to watch. That's awesome. I'm gonna check that out. I will check that out. I suggest you guys don't watch what I was watching. Watch. You've clearly made better decisions in the streaming world than I have. I'm doing that and like catching up on X-Men cartoons. So I've really done nothing
Nice.
to increase my intelligence whatsoever, emotional or otherwise. All right. Well, that's it. Unless we have any other subjects that we want to bring up, any other stories that we got going on. If not,
also,
yeah, man.
Also, highly recommend you start playing Spike Ball too.
Ooh, I have to have friends in order to do that, but this sounds
true.
Internet.
I need a beach in order to do that.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I think I need hands. I'm Nick Haas. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Nick Haas. Also on PlayStation Network, the Nick Haas. Marcos, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at arrest Breonna Taylor's killers. You can find me on Twitter at Screw Goya, and you can find me everywhere else at Marcos Hammer.
That's right. Magnus, where can people find you?
You can find me in these streets, dog.
That's right. You want to catch them hands? Just go out in the streets.
Yeah, I'm everywhere at Magnus Chant.
All right, take it easy. Bye.
Later.